Test.
Yeah.
Test, come on through. Test, come on through. What up? Welcome back to another episode of the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by DopeContent.com and Get the Tables on Twitch. If you're not following Get the Tables, make sure you follow them. A great wrestling community. They do trivia. They do a lot over there. So it's not just the wrestling. They got a lot going on. As you see, I am joined once again with my co-host, Tony, in the building.
Yeah.
You got your mic on? You got your mic?
There we go. This damn Twitch shit. Hey, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you.
But yeah, we got Tony in the building. How everything going for you, man?
Going all right. Hanging in there. How about yourself?
Man, making it. It's been like this past weekend. Really, this past week was a busy week. So, we didn't get to go live last week. So last Tuesday, my job decided they wanted to call an important meeting, which wasn't important at all. Could have really missed it. I don't know why they really wanted us to be there.
Right.
But after that, I had to go get my boys and take them to main event because it was my youngest son's birthday, and I didn't get to hang with him that weekend. So spent damn near $300 on that. But, so and then Tuesday was just crazy. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was just gone from the house rehearsing and playing gigs, bro. It was a long week. So Sunday, when I got home after playing drums, I got home, I laid down, and I tried to watch the noon games. I was out of there as soon as the noon game started. And I woke up and I saw the 49ers was blowing out the Jags. I was like, well, yeah. But we are back this week, so we got our Week 10 NFL Week 10 recap. We got the power rankings. We're, depending on time, we'll dive into James Harden being toxic. And the title, as you see on the middle of the screen, is Josh Allen overrated? You already know my answer to it, but this is a conversation I've been having for at least 2 years now. But we'll get your takes on it after we play this intro. Then we gonna get right into it. So, intro is about to play. Then we'll be right back. Yes, sir. We are here once again. Welcome back to the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by DopeContent.com and Get the Tables on Twitch. So if you're not following them, make sure you do so ASAP. To the people that's just now coming in on YouTube and Twitch, much love to you. Appreciate y'all for coming in. I know a lot of y'all are at work and etc. So thank y'all for coming in. If you watch the replay on YouTube, please like the video. That's all we ask. If you like the video, it helps the video go a long way on YouTube. So Week 10, man. You know what? We're not even gonna waste time. Let's just get right into it. Starting Thursday, the Chicago Bears moved to 3-7, taking out Taking out the 1-8 Carolina Panthers, 16-13, ugly game. Bryce Young had 185 yards. DJ Moore against his former team, 5 catches, 58 yards. I don't have anything on this game. You got anything on it?
Nothing. Just two bad teams playing each other. That was a horrible game. Horrible game.
There it is. Speaking of horrible games, the New England Patriots lose 10-6 to the Indianapolis Colts. The Patriots are 2-8. That's crazy. And the Colts are 5-5. Gardner Minshew, 194 yards, 1 interception because Dak is the only one that throws interceptions. Douglas, 6 catches, 84 yards for New England. Stevenson had 20 carries for 88 yards for New England. But they lose 10-6. Bill Belichick is 2-8. Any thoughts on that?
It's very rare you see him struggling this time of year with his team, but they're not a good football team, man. They're just bad all around, and they'll be in the quarterback sweepstakes coming up in the draft for sure. They might as well just tank it the rest of the year because they need a quarterback badly. Mac Jones and Zappy are not the answers for the Patriots.
Yeah, it's crazy because the defense is good. Like the defense, which is Belichick's thing, he has a good defense. They just can't score. It's horrible to watch. So, word is Belichick and the Patriots are most likely going to part ways at the end of the year. Do you think Belichick retires if that happens, or do you think he end up somewhere else?
I don't know. I think he stays, man. I know that didn't he just like recently sign an extension with the Patriots? I don't think he leaves. I think he gets another run. I think if they're bad again next year, they may move on from Belichick. But I think he's going to be there one more year. And the funny thing is that, yes, they're a bad team, but they also could have won that game. Mac Jones throws a pick in the red zone.
Zappy throws a pick.
Zappy throws a pick once he gets right into the game. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like the Patriots didn't have opportunities to win. They could have won that game. Just the quarterback play is awful. And they'll be definitely drafting a quarterback in the first round. If they don't, I'd be completely shocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, they need to make something. They need to make some moves. Like it's no longer the Tom Brady era where Tom Brady makes everyone around him better on offense. Right. And takes, I don't want to say scrubs, but takes mediocre football players and makes them look like stars out there. You need someone to help this team out, and Mac Jones has been given enough time. I don't know if you want to give it to Zappy because I don't think he's the man either. So I think when it comes to the draft, you would think they would be drafting a quarterback.
Yeah, but they just drafted Mac Jones, so that necessarily don't mean that they're going to be good again because Belichick obviously don't know how to pick people on offense. He's great at picking defenders, but offensive-wise, they just got lucky with Brady.
True.
So
fool's gold right there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So we'll see what happens with them, but Colts 5-5, Patriots 2-8, and a good game. Very good game. I was a little surprised by this. But the Houston Texans take out the Cincinnati Bengals 30-27. This game was crazy. CJ Stroud, man, he's putting himself in the MVP. Not only he's already Rookie of the Year in my opinion, but he's putting himself in the MVP race. 356 yards. He had 450 last week, I believe. Or was it 410?
Somewhere around those lines. I try to forget about that game.
Yeah.
So I don't remember.
I understand. But so he put up over 400 yards last week, then turned around and put up 356, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Singletary turning back the clock, 30 carries, 150 yards, 1 touchdown. Noah Brown, former Cowboy, who we talked about a lot on here. 2 breakout games with Nico Collins being hurt. 7 catches, 172 yards, and he's getting free because everybody is focused on Tank Dell now, who's been balling these last couple of weeks. So Noah Brown is starting to thrive in that offense. Let me see what else, because I think Dalton Schultz had.
Don't forget Dalton Schultz. Playing really well as well.
Yeah, I'm about to pull him up.
I don't think he had a great game this game with the Bengals, but the game before he had a fantastic game. So
it was still good. 4 catches, 71 yards.
Oh yeah, that's good. He made a huge catch on that drive to win them the game as well. So
so they, I mean,
the Texans to me, I don't know how to describe them.
A young team, honestly, playing hard.
They're a young team playing better than what you thought they were. going to play. Stroud obviously is proving to everyone that whoever thought he was not the number one pick or should have been the number one pick, they were wrong, dead wrong. I was talking about this last night on our stream that to me, he clarified himself as the best quarterback coming out of the draft when they played, I believe it was Georgia, and they lost. Mm-hmm. He played so good against that team, and everyone was still crowning Bryce as the best quarterback in the draft. Obviously, they were wrong. Stroud's playing out of his mind. He's playing he's playing like a veteran out there. He's just seeing the field amazingly. It's a crazy game. You got to blame the Bengals a little bit on that last drive because instead of tackling Noah Brown, they tried to strip the ball, which whatever reason why they tried to do that instead of just tackling him.
Coaching.
Yeah, and he ends up breaking the tackles and gaining a little bit more yardage to get them in field goal range. So bad tackling on the Bengals part right there. I mean, the Texans still almost shot themselves in the foot by giving the Bengals the ball back and them going down there and scoring. And they almost should have won that game again. There was a drop pass in the end zone. So crazy game, very entertaining game. Houston Texans have a crazy athletic offense. They're fast. The running game is probably their only negative flaw. They played very well running the ball last game, but their running game has been pretty silent all year. So they get a something in the draft, or maybe pick up a running back in free agency. They'll be a little
they
bit
got a
of
running
team
back.
to be
He's
reckoned
hurt.
with. Yeah, Pierce, but Pierce hasn't had the year he had last year. You know,
He's
Pierce
hurt.
had a breakout year. No. Even before then, I have him on my damn fantasy team. I know this, though. He has not played well all year. So, I don't know if it's just, maybe he's just in a slump. But, man, Houston Texans are fun. If you're a Texans fan, you're excited because they're fun to watch.
Man, so we finally got breaking news while we're live.
Oh, shoot.
The Buffalo Bills, which Josh Allen is the title of this video. The Buffalo Bills have fired Ken Dorsey.
Oh.
So he's out of there. Ken Dorsey is out of there. So, offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey is gone.
I thought you were going to say Doug Dermott.
Oh, that's next.
Oh, my God.
That's next. It's coming. But Cincinnati and Houston, Joe Burrow, 27 of 40. He was on my fantasy team. He gave me points, but he did throw 2 interceptions because Dak is the only one that throws interceptions. 347 yards, 2 touchdowns for Joe Burrow. Houston is 5-4 in the playoff run. AFC is wide open.
It is.
AFC is wide open because the Bengals are 5-4 as well. Moving on, the Saints. This is crazy. Joshua Dobbs needs a trophy named after him. Right? The Vikings take out the Saints 27-19. Saints are 5-5. Vikings are 6-4. Joshua Dobbs had 268 yards, 1 touchdown. This is only his second week there. Really a week and a half.
I don't know if you saw, there was a highlight of him showing up at the Vikings stadium, and they had to show him where the Vikings locker room was.
Yeah.
He didn't
he didn't know his
Vikings
players' names or nothing.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. He's been playing out of his mind.
This guy.
That's crazy. Like that one play where he ran to the right, ran to the left, back to the right, ran all the way around for a touchdown. Crazy play, man. He's playing out of his mind with the Vikings, and he deserves it, man. He's been a guy that's been bounced from team to team, and he did pretty well for the Cardinals while Kyler Murray wasn't playing. They move him to the Vikings, and they may have found, possibly, their quarterback. I guess we have to wait and see. You don't want to crown his ass yet. But he's been playing well at 2 games in, but a team that he just got with 2 weeks ago,
without Jefferson.
Yeah, without Jefferson, their main wide receiver. I mean, you got to give the man some props.
Yeah, I mean, he needs some type of award, I should say, or whatever you want to say it. How you reward, whatever you want to give him, just give it to him. This is crazy, man. Looking at this record, but the Steelers moved to 6-3 after taking out the Packers, 23-19 in Pittsburgh. The Packers are 3-6. Jordan Love, 289 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, because Dak is the only one that throws interceptions. Jalen Warren, backup running back, who's on my fantasy team. I started him this week. 15 carries, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. So I appreciate Jalen Warren doing that for me. The Steelers are 6-3. How?
No clue, because they're not a 6-3 ball club at all. Like, if they would, I don't know how
it's a stat
they were able to hang on to that 6-3 record. I think I know the stat. Is it like the top 5 points per game stat?
Something like that. They're 6-3 and they're like bottom 5, I believe.
Yeah, they're like in the bottom 5 of scoring a game.
Oh, so they are 6-3 despite being outgained in every game.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. I don't know how they're winning these games, but they are winning somehow. I don't know. They beat the Ravens and everything. So shout out to the Steelers, man. Mike Tomlin, this man doesn't lose. He doesn't have losing seasons, man. So shout out to Mike Tomlin. No matter who he has playing for him, he doesn't have a losing season. At the worst, he's going to go 500. Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's why you got the hat on. They win 20-6. They take out Tennessee in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is 4-5. Tennessee is 3-6. Baker Mayfield, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, because Dak is the only one that throws interceptions around here. Mike Evans, 6 catches. I appreciate Mike Evans. He's on my fantasy team. 6 catches, 143 yards, 1 touchdown. I'll let you have it. What you think about your game?
I thought the Bucs played a lot better than they did, obviously, the week before. They had the defense show up today or last Sunday. Secondary was great. The run defense was there as well. They did a great job on defense. Offense kind of showed up a little bit. A screen pass, broken for a huge touchdown. Mike Evans played like a beast, like he is. Tennessee is just not a great football team. Levis has some work to do. I can see the talent, but he needs some work. I think it's time for them to move on from Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, to me, doesn't provide them anything. He's one of those guys that has to get a home run for you to really make an impact in the game.
His whole line is bad, too.
His own line is bad, but watching him play, and it may be because he's playing with the Titans and he's just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
There's no motivation behind it. I'm out of here next year. He just doesn't have like that step in his running. It just seems like he's just there to get a paycheck. He definitely didn't look good Sunday. I'd rather them play Spears. I'm not sure his first name, but the Spears guy, our kid from the rookie, I believe, he plays a lot better than Henry. And he gives them more of a weapon. He can catch out of the backfield. He's fast. So I'm surprised they don't play him a little bit more than they do. But the Bucs played good. Worried a little bit about Baker because he had hurt his thumb during the game. I'm not sure if he got hit or hit his hand on the helmet, but his thumb's hurt. And we play the 49ers next week, so not looking good. But that division is wide open. That NFC South is wide open.
It's crazy. So speaking of NFC South, San Francisco 49ers they're the West. I'm sorry, NFC West.
Yes.
San Francisco 49ers come back off of a bye week, off of losing 3 straight, and their Debo is back. Trent Williams, I believe, was back, and they look like the best team in football again because they take out the Jacksonville Jaguars, who was hot. 34-3 in Jacksonville. You couldn't tell by all the red in the stands, but it was in Jacksonville. Both teams are now 6-3. Brock Purdy came back with 19 of 26, 296 yards, 3 touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence, 185 yards, 2 interceptions because Dak is the only one that throws interceptions. Christian McCaffrey, 16 carries, 95 yards. George Kittle, 3 catches, but it was for 116 yards and 1 touchdown. Christian Kirk, 6 catches, 104 yards. And that was pretty much the main stat lines for everybody. What's crazy is I literally forgot that they had Chase Young until they showed him. And I was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, yeah, they did trade for. I was like, Man, this is some BS, man. So I got mad all over again. And that front seven is just Randy Gregory, Chase Young, Hargrave, Bosa, Greenlaw, Warner, Armstead. It's all right. You can't get behind on this team. If you go beat them, you got to score first and score early. Because if you get behind, they go pin them ears back and come get you.
Yeah,
so
and that's what they did against the Jags, man. The Jags just got destroyed. They had stood no chance. The Niners went out there and just killed them. Niners look scary. Jags look like pretenders a little bit. They may win their division, but they're not quite ready yet to be a Super Bowl contender, especially after watching them play against the Niners. The Niners just manhandled them. McCaffrey didn't get a touchdown, surprisingly. I think that ended his streak of touchdowns.
They was trying to give it to him, too.
They do, man. I would be so pissed off.
They was trying to give it to him.
If I was the Jags, I would have tried to hurt McCaffrey every chance I got if they were trying to run up the score on me and get McCaffrey a touchdown.
They went for it on fourth down and everything.
Yeah,
they were trying to give it to him.
I was like, what are you doing? But yeah, the Jags look a bit like pretenders, but again, they're playing a very high caliber team. Maybe they just didn't really they didn't play a good game. So let's see what happens with them later on in the year. But they'll be in the playoffs. They're obviously going to win that division. I mean, maybe not. Maybe the Texas could sneak up on them. But
I'm about to say Texas are coming.
Jags to me are a very interesting team to watch.
Yeah.
The next couple of weeks, because the way the Texans are playing, that division may end up being very, very tight at the end of the year. And the Texans already beat the Jags once, so Jags really need to watch out for that. Niners again, 3-game losing streak. I think the bye came at a really good time for them. They were able to get their guys back. And they played really, really well. And then that Chase Young, man, goodness gracious, that defense is going to be unreal. So, like you said, if you get behind on the Niners, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because they got the weapons on defense to cause some havoc over there for you. So, again, you're going to have to cause pressure on Purdy. You're going to have to make sure he's making mistakes. You got to make it hard on that offense. Where it don't make it easy for the defense to just eat up on you all day, and that's what they did to the Jags. I mean, they were just some of those plays, man. Like Kirk caught a pass, and the corner just took it away from him, and it was just it's not a great game by the Jags.
They just showed it. I forgot about this play. Brock Purdy was running to his left and threw it across the field, and somehow Brandon Ayuk caught it in the end zone. It was just their game, man. But, hey, good win for the 49ers. That was something they needed because they was going downhill pretty fast. Moving on, another good win. And I was ready to crown them the best team in my power rankings. They was about to be number one. They was about to take the number one spot. But the Ravens lose. They blow a 14-point lead, and they lose 33-31 at home to the Cleveland Browns. Shout out to Cleveland, man. People don't realize that Cleveland is 6-3 as well. So Cleveland is 6-3. The Baltimore Ravens are 7-3. That division between them, Baltimore, and the Bengals is neck and neck all the way.
It's gonna be a bar fight.
So it's gonna be crazy. So Deshaun Watson, 20 of 34, 213 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, because Dak is the only one that throws interceptions. Lamar Jackson, 13 of 23, 223. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, because Dak is the only one that throws interceptions. Jerome Ford, 17 carries for 107 yards. I should have played him in my fantasy for Cleveland. Amari Cooper, man, 6 catches, 98 yards. And Joku, I didn't start him either. 6 catches, 58 yards. I still won, so it don't matter. Zay Flowers, 5 catches, 73 yards. Lamar led the team in rushing with 41 yards on 8 carries. I mean, Baltimore pretty much had this game in hand the whole game. I was watching it. I was like, okay, cool. Baltimore, I'm already getting my power rankings ready. Because what Baltimore did last week, who was it, Seattle? Who did they play last week, Seattle?
Yeah, Seattle.
What they did to Seattle and what they did to the Lions, and then if they would have handled business in this game like they were doing, I mean, it's going to be hard not to put them as a number one team in the power rankings after those games. But they blew it, so it will drop them a little bit, just a little bit. What's your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I was saying I did a watch along for the Bucks, and I saw for a little bit the Ravens kind of blowing them out.
Yeah,
and I was saying, The Ravens, to me, look like the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
And then that happened. You got to give Cleveland some credit here.
Yeah.
Their offense is kind of shaky at times. Watson is still not playing to Deshaun Watson caliber like we saw where he was in Houston. But they are good, man. They got a great defense. And that's the reason why they won the game. Their defense kept them in the game. They got that late pick. For whatever reason, they're throwing the ball deep in their end zone. They throw a pick six. Cleveland's right back into the ball game.
That pick was so that was a lucky bounce for Cleveland because
it was definitely was.
It was a clearly tipped pass and it just floated in the air like a punt. So yeah, Cleveland
has a great defense.
Yeah.
Their offense is kind of shaky. That's the only thing that you really got to worry about with the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
But hey, man, that division is getting super tight. The Ravens play the Bengals this week. So who knows? The Ravens take another L. You might see the Browns in first place in that division. So you gotta really it's kind of like with the Jags. If you're the Ravens, you gotta watch your back because every loss really hurts you.
Mm-hmm.
And with that division so tight, right now I think all of them would be in the playoffs if I'm not mistaken. I think the Bengals
right now. Well, the Bengals did lose, so I don't know where they dropped them.
Yeah, so the Bengals may be out. You're gonna have every game is very important now to the end of the season. So Ravens better watch out for Cleveland. Cleveland's no joke, man. That defense is solid, and that was a huge
number 2 defense in the league, and the Ravens had the number 1 defense in the league. So it's crazy that they put up this many points.
Yeah, so many points. Yeah, it's crazy.
We'll see what happens, man. We're gonna get into these Week 11 predictions pretty soon. This is the Falcons, man. They don't want to make the playoffs. They lose 25-23 to Arizona. He's clapping over there. They lose to Arizona. Kyler Murray makes his return, 249 yards, 1 interception, because Dak's the only one that throws picks. Bijan Robinson, 22 carries, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. Trey McBride, or is it Trent? What is the tight end name for Arizona?
Oh, Trent
McBride.
Is it Trent?
It's something T McBride. 8 catches, 131 yards. Arizona's 2-8. Falcons are 4-6. I have nothing on that game outside of the Falcons don't want to make the playoffs, man.
Yeah, they can't beat the teams that they should be beating. Like they should have beaten Arizona, even with the returning Kyler Murray.
Right.
The Cardinals are not a good team. Props for Kyler, driving them down, getting that winning drive for them. It's nice to see him back in the league. Hopefully he takes his role a little bit more serious as a quarterback since he was almost possibly going to lose his job.
He just got paid though.
Yeah, so hopefully we see a different Kyler coming forward because I think he gets a bad rap for a lot of reasons. A lot of them it's because of himself. But I'm curious to see how he plays the rest of the year. Yeah, new Call of Duty's out. Yeah, that's he might be right. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how Kyler performs these next couple of weeks. But it's a nice win for the Arizona Cardinals. Probably a win you didn't want to win though, because you probably want to keep in that top three pick. But not a bad win for the Cardinals. And the Falcons, they blow. What can we say? Like you said, they don't want to make the playoffs. They shoot themselves in the foot all the time. Why they didn't move on from Ritter and draft a quarterback last year's draft, I still don't understand. But yeah, it was a kind of a weird game. That game was.
So I think Bryce Young would have better success if he was in Atlanta's. If he was in Atlanta versus Carolina, I think he'd have more success. Than
I think so as well.
Moving on, the Detroit Lions go to 7-2 in another high-scoring game as they take out the Chargers, 41-38 in LA. Chargers are now 4-5 under 500. Coach got to be in the hot seat, man.
He should be, man.
Like
he really should be.
I don't understand. He should have been in the hot seat. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, for some of the decisions that he made that just didn't make sense. And that was costing them games. Jared Goff, 23 of 33, 333. It's a lot of threes in this damn number. 23 of 33, 333 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's a lot of threes that this man is putting up. Justin Herbert, 27 of 40, 323 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception because Dak's the only one that throws picks. David Montgomery on the ground, 12 carries, 116 yards, 1 touchdown. Jameer Gibbs, 14 carries, 77 yards, 2 touchdowns. So they could not stop the run game. They couldn't stop anything really because you throw it for 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then you give up 3 rushing touchdowns and give up 200 yards on the ground. So
yeah, that defense was god awful against the Lions. I mean, the Lions didn't play any better defense themselves. They just were able to get the ball last and kick the field goal and win the game.
Right.
But dude, the Lions, wow, 7-2.
7-2.
9 games in. That is pretty amazing.
I got a pretty
Dan
easy
Campbell
schedule.
Playing, yeah. And now that Jimbo got fired from the Aggies, now you're hearing all these talks about the Aggies trying to lure Dan Campbell over there to Aggie land to make them their head coach. If I'm the Lions owner right now, I sign that man to a massive extension. Make him one of the highest paid coaches in the NFL because he deserves it, man.
Right.
He turned around that Lions team. They play hard for him, and why even remotely risk him leaving the Lions and going somewhere else? Because you know what, the Aggies can offer him a shitload of money. Mm-hmm. They really could, and money talks. And
Jimbo is getting paid $76 million just to sit at home.
Exactly.
Just
and he's a
ridiculous.
former alumni, and he may want to try to turn that team around himself.
Jeez.
But if I'm Detroit, I'm doing everything I can possible to keep this man as my head coach.
Right.
And they got some serious weapons. They got a 1-2 punch on the running game. You know, Goff is super conservative, but he doesn't throw many picks. They got Amari St. Brown. They got Laporta. They got Williams. I mean, they got a nice bunch of talent on that offense. The defense, it's night and day. Some days they look good. Some days they look like what they did against the Chargers. But the Lions, man, you got to put some respect on them. They look good.
Yeah. Amon St. Brown, 8 catches, 156 yards, 1 touchdown. Keenan Allen just balling. 11 catches, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. 7-2 Detroit, 4-5 LA, and ESPN.
And going back to the coach, Brandon Stanley should have been fired last year. Like, he should have been out of there. They should have fired him last year. Whatever reason, they kept him around.
Making the playoffs.
And they bring in, can't think of the offensive coordinator.
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore. And now they thought maybe that would just turn things around. And I don't know if it's the coaching itself.
I say they're scoring points. But
it's something there. They need a culture change. And I think if you're the Chargers, if I'm LA, I fire him regardless if we make the playoffs or not. I think you got to move on from Staley.
When you bench J.C. Jackson and after you just signed him to a deal from New England and you just bench him for no reason at all, that's when you lost me for real, for real. Like, I was already over you as a coach a year and a half ago, but benching J.C. Jackson for no good reason and then sending him back to New England, that was just a dumb move because your defense is a problem right now. You can score points. Like, I got to give it to Kellen Moore. The offense is scoring points. The defense can't stop nobody. And Asante Samuel is out there by himself because there's no other corner on the other side. So Derwin James is only so much he can do as a safety as well. So getting rid of J.C. Jackson was just dumb to me. Moving on, my Dallas Cowboys take out the New York Giants 49-17. Cowboys are now 6-3. Giants are 2-8. Dak Prescott 404 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rico Dowdle finally got some playing time. Got the hiccups. 12 carries, 79 yards, 1 touchdown. Cowboys got Brandon Cooks involved with 9 catches, 173 yards, 1 touchdown. CeeDee Lamb is just killing the game right now. Ever since Richard Sherman said he's not a number one, CeeDee has just been on a tear. 11 catches, 151 yards, 1 touchdown, and Michael Gallup even got involved, 2 catches, 70 yards with a touchdown. And CeeDee Lamb, let me pull this up because I want to make sure I say it right. I don't want to make up nothing. But CeeDee Lamb made history And he's letting the people know about it. He's pretty much letting Richard Sherman know about it, because Sherman is the one, once again, that was doubting him. So CeeDee Lamb is the first player in NFL history with 3 straight games of 10 plus catches and 150 yards. So Richard Sherman, I need you to eat crow. Talking about my guy, 88, when Michael Irvin tried to save you when you said it, because Michael was like, well, nah, are you trying to say he's not getting the opportunities as a number one, or are you trying to say his talent is not number one? Mike was trying to save him, and Sherman was like, no, he's not a number one until they start throwing to him on third downs and they double him and all, just stupid stuff, right? CD has been going off ever since, so I appreciate you, Sherman, for doing that. Dak is making sure he get the ball to CD. I didn't care for this game. Honestly, I don't care for the game next week against the Panthers. I don't care for the games against the Commanders on Thanksgiving. I won't care again. I won't care again until. Oh no, I'm gonna watch them because there's certain things we look for. Real Cowboys fans are looking for certain things. Like this game, what I was looking for was, can they get Brandon Cooks involved finally? They got him involved. Who's going to step up as our number 3 receiver? Is it going to be Michael Gallup? Is it going to be Jalen Tober? Or is it going to be Turpin? Which Turpin was actually out because he was injured, which I found out right as the game started. So who's going to step up as our number 3? We still don't really have an answer to that, because we had Jalen Brooks come from the practice squad. He had a pretty decent game. Michael Gallup got 2 catches, but those 2 catches like Michael Gallup again, right? Jalen Tober he didn't really get targeted like that. I wanted to see the running game get better. How are we going to fix the running game? They finally start doing a 1-2 punch again with Tony Pollard and Rico Dowell, and Rico came in fresh legs, looking great. Like, play this guy some more. We've been saying it all year. Play Rico some more. As far as defense, I wasn't really looking for nothing. I already knew what they was going to do on defense, whatever on that, right? So I'm good on defense, but I came into this game. I'm going into the next game. And Washington game might be a little different. I'm going to look for defense stuff on the Washington game because, you know, they got some playmakers. But Giants game in Carolina, let's see if you can keep getting Brandon Cooks involved like you did. Let's see if you can use more Rico running the ball. Let's see who's going to emerge as our number 3 receiver. Those are the things I'm looking for. Ferguson, let's see if he can keep it up. He's been doing good. Schoolmaker, I'm not a fan. I wasn't a fan when we drafted him. I'm not a fan now. At tight end. So yeah, I take that good out of it. Like, everybody, oh, you beat the Giants, you shouldn't be happy. Jay Cross, I respect Jay Cross because Jay Cross ain't said nothing, but I've been having all type of Philly fans on my timelines on Facebook and Twitter. Oh man, I ain't even say nothing. They're making posts, they're making videos, hashtagging Cowboys and stuff, and making clips and stuff. Oh, see, they beat up on bad teams. You on a bye week. Why you talking about us? Why you worried about what we doing? We ain't talking about y'all. We don't talk about y'all until we play y'all. Right? And y'all steady worried about us. Y'all got little brother syndrome. Y'all want our attention so bad. Y'all want Cowboys' attention so bad. You're going to get it in a couple of weeks when we drop 40 on y'all head again. I'm letting you know now. And depending on what y'all do against the Chiefs, I think y'all will beat the Bills. Who else they got? Somebody else hard before they play us. I think it's the Seahawks maybe. I don't know. But y'all got 3. Oh, the 49ers. I don't think. Y'all not going to beat the 49ers. I'm going to tell you that now. Because 49ers got beef with y'all. And so y'all not going to beat the 49ers. I'm going to just tell you that now. But we'll see what happens with the Chiefs and the Bills. But like, stop talking about us, man. All I did on Facebook, Tony, was post that Dak had another great game, and it was a stat that he had that I can't remember exactly what it was, and I post that photo of CD and him breaking the record. Oh, you should be embarrassed, man. They played a bad team. I ain't say nothing about the Giants. I don't care about beating the Giants. I made that clear. This was about what we saw from certain players. Brandon Cooks, breakout game. CD, continue the ball. Dak, continue the ball. That's what I was looking for. I don't care about beating the Giants. I don't care about beating Carolina. I'm gonna care a little bit about beating Washington just because it's Washington. And they have the potential, and they won the last game against us at the end of last season, so we kind of owe them. So that's the only thing I really care about. Other than that, I don't care, right? But Eagles fans are all on our nuts, as always. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, oh, You should be embarrassed. You shouldn't be posting nothing because y'all beat the. Shut up, bro. You know what I'm saying? And as all you Cowboys fans that's talking Super Bowl because we beat the Giants, y'all need to shut up too. Because y'all need to cut that out. That ain't no Super Bowl type of win. When we beat Seattle and the Eagles and we go from there, then you can start talking a little bit. Beating the Giants, Carolina, and Washington, that's not it. So everybody really need to shut up on both sides. That's just my opinion on it. you can have it.
I mean, I understand. I mean, the beef is there. Cowboys and the Eagles they don't like each other, man.
But they got little brother syndrome for real, bro. Like they're content creators, because that's who I look at. I don't really look at the fans no more. I look at the content creators because these are the people that's supposed to be like us that just call it what it is, down the middle, and they're just making posts about Cowboys, another YouTube video about Cowboys, and I'm like, well, damn, bro, this is where your views are coming from because you're tagging the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? It's like ESPN.
Yeah, they know what to do, man. They know how to get them views. It's the hot takes, the controversial takes that'll get people to watch your
low hanging fruit.
Channel. But hey, look, man. If you're a Cowboys fan, yeah, you won. I wouldn't be too excited. Again, it's the Giants.
Whatever.
They're not a good team. They got Tommy DeVito as their damn quarterback. So it's like, it's a win. You know, it's a good win that you needed. You know, in that tight NFC playoff race, you needed that win, especially in that division as well. It's a tight division with you and the Eagles. So yeah, I mean, I can understand both sides of the field. The Eagles are going to be like, look at you guys on cloud 9 beating the Giants. You know, I can understand both sides. You know, then you got the Cowboys fans thinking, you know, come on, you know, like, why are you talking about us? Y'all didn't even play this week
at all.
Nor are you we are a factor in your little schedule right now until we play. Worry about who's in front of you, not us right now. So I get it. I understand. But
even
again,
if they wanted to talk about last week, they weren't even talking about the win last week. They was talking about BS. I was like, damn, I'll let you talk.
Oh, Danny.
Yeah. Danny DeVito. So, I was like, I'll let you talk about last week. You're not even doing that. So, hey, whatever.
Look, I love this type of stuff. This is great.
It's annoying.
The Eagles and Cowboys beefing, barking back and forth. This is what you want in football. Same thing goes with the Eagles and the Niners and everything. When teams don't like each other, and then they end up playing each other, that's great football, man. That is some great football.
Yeah, during that week. Yeah.
I'm excited to see the stretch of games the Eagles have when they have to play the Chiefs on Monday night. Holy shit. They still got to play the 49ers. Holy shit. And then they got to play the Cowboys again. Holy shit. Those are 3 holy shit games, man.
40
Those are going to be excellent. Those are going to be fantastic ball games. And I cannot wait, and I'm excited for them. But yeah, Cowboys got a cupcake stretch coming up. You got the Panthers. Commanders might be a tough one because it's a divisional game. You know how the divisional games go. You already know my thing.
I know how the Giants divisional games go.
Oh, yeah.
We own them.
Yeah, really, for real. But yeah, if you're a Cowboys fan, you're probably happy what you're seeing. And like you said, this is kind of like a preseason game.
Yeah.
Next week against the Carolina Panthers.
This past week was the same.
Test things out.
Yes.
You know, you test things out. You check out how these guys are going to do. You check out plays you maybe wouldn't have done against the Eagles or another high caliber team. You may give the backups a little bit more touches than you usually don't do. So yeah, this is what you want. You want to, against a team like the Panthers who are bad, you're going to test out a little bit more things. You're going to see who can work in the offense. You're going to see who does where and what works. So, again, these are the type of games you probably like as a Cowboys fan. But then again, these are trap games. Because, again, Panthers can come in and like they're all NFL teams. They're not going to just lay down and let you win. So,
and we going to get into that too.
The Panthers can come in there and shock the world and beat the Dallas Cowboys. Will it most likely happen? Probably not. No. But there's a chance. It definitely, there's like that 1% chance Carolina can go in there and they play the best game ever of all season. And
they will try.
They beat the Cowboys. So
it's the Cowboys.
Again,
they go play hard.
Like you said, they got a little bit of a cupcake stretch, but they can't take any of them lightly. They got to go out there and play hard.
Yeah, and just certain things we look for. Keep getting Cooks involved. so he can be hot when you do run into Philly and the Seahawks and all them. Rico Dowd, let's get him warmed up and that 2-man backfield like we used to have. So when you get ready for the Eagles and all them, you know what you got. That third receiver, we still got to figure out who is that third receiver, because right now it's just up in the air. So we got to figure that out, right? Defense, we pretty much know what we are there, so I'm not worried about that at all. Yeah, man, we'll get into bad teams after we get done with this week. Moving on, another good game. Seahawks. We just talked about the Seahawks. They battled the Commanders 29-26. Seahawks get the victory. So the Commanders play hard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just a little bit on that game, right? Seahawks 6-3, Commanders 4-6. Geno Smith 369, 2 touchdowns. Brian Robinson Jr. 6 carries, 119 yards, 1 touchdown on 6 carries. That's crazy. Good game. That's pretty much all I got on that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game. Back and forth. Sam Howell played pretty well, made some pretty tough throws. But again, Seattle, I think, should have easily won this game. Washington plays them tough, man. Washington's a good team.
Washington got some talent.
I think Washington's a good team. Just they need to get that coach out of there. You know, Sam Howell had himself a game. He had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Threw for over 300 yards. So and no picks.
Yeah.
So he had himself a pretty damn good game. It's just their defense is not good. And obviously they did the fire sale and they got rid of Montez Sweat and they got rid of Chase Young. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you're probably going to expect that defense to struggle. But I'm actually surprised the Commanders almost won this game.
I'm not. Commanders play everybody hard, so if they keep it close, I'm not surprised at all. Seahawks are just a solid team that keeps winning, man. 6-3, looking pretty good in their division as well, neck and neck with the 49ers. This game, I don't know if I'm really shocked by this game, but I was initially shocked by this game. The Raiders move to 5-5 and take out the Jets. The Jets are now 4-5. Raiders win 16-12. Zach Wilson 263 yards, 1 interception because Dak's the only one that throws picks. Jacobs on the ground, 27 carries, 116 yards. Garrett Wilson 9 catches, 93 yards. The Raiders are 5-5, and you look at the AFC, they still have a legit chance to make the playoffs. Bruh. What is happening in the AFC right now? Everybody is neck and neck. Outside of what?
Each other out.
Who? Baltimore, Kansas City, Chiefs. And then everybody is there. Oh, I'm sorry, Cleveland too. And then the rest of them are just all right there. Crazy.
Yeah, everyone's taking each other out, you know. I think Antonio Pierce, as the head coach, lit a spark under Raiders' ass. And as you can see, it's shown when they won their first game. They're lighting up cigars and shit. So, yeah, I mean, the Raiders are just playing on a different level with Antonio Pierce as their coach. And I like his coaching style. I like some of the things he says in the press conferences. And I hope the Raiders keep him. I would love for him to be the Bucs coach next year if they get rid of Todd Bowles. I like the way he coaches his team.
He's a former player. He know.
It's all one family.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. I like that in a coach. So am I shocked the Raiders are winning games now with him? A little bit, because they would look bad.
It was horrible.
But, you know, they're playing hard for him. The Jets, again, what do? You know, apparently they're supposed to be getting Aaron Rodgers possibly back in a month.
Just ridiculous.
Which is crazy. But do you even play Aaron Rodgers at that point if you're out of the playoff implications?
Just stay afloat. That's all they trying to get Zach Wilson to do is stay afloat.
And the thing is, like, it kind of blows my mind a little bit because if you're the Jets, I think you've seen enough from Zach Wilson this year to know that he's not the guy.
Should have got Josh Dobbs.
So why not just go out there, sign a guy, and when you sign him, let him know, hey, you're only the quarterback until Rodgers is ready. And at least stay afloat, like you said. Keep them in the playoffs so when Rodgers comes back, you're right there. It seems like they're hard-headed, whoever it is, the owners, the coach, whoever.
Salah, the coach.
And they don't want to get rid of, they don't want to sit down Wilson and let someone else play. Like, I don't know if Trevor Siemian, who's their backup, gives them a more chance of winning than Zach Wilson.
I don't know. I doubt
You know, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But why not even just give it a chance? Give it a shot. Because, man, Zach is not the guy. He's not ready yet. And the pressure on that young kid is tremendous. He has to win every game. Because in the back of his mind, he's like, you know, shit. You know, Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be back in December. And if we're not in playoff contention, they're going to blame me. Nobody else. He's going to be the fall guy.
And people need to understand, he lost 2 of their top receivers. Elijah Moore went to Cleveland. Corey Davis retired mid-season. So,
yeah, and you know the wide receivers are getting frustrated because they're not getting the ball, and you know the running backs at one point during the season were upset because they weren't getting enough touches and this and that. It's just it's a shit show in New York.
Cooks should be getting way more touches, even if it's not him running. It should be him catching out the backfield. And I understand Hall is the guy, but you brought in Cooks for a reason, and Cooks can still run. Like 1-2 punch again, just like in Dallas. We're trying to get this 1-2 punch going again, and they just won't do it. They just won't. They refuse to do it in New York, which I'm not tripping because I'm playing Hall as my running back, so more touches for him helps me. But I'm a Dalvin Cook guy as well.
I feel bad for Zach a little bit because he has a lot of pressure.
It's
not going to go down on. You know, he is arrogant. I'll give you that. But it's not going to fall on Salah because he's probably going to get another shot because you know this is a throwaway season since he never got to really use Aaron Rodgers. So he'll probably get a pass. The offensive coordinator will probably get a pass because Aaron Rodgers wasn't there the whole season. It's all going to fall on Zach. Zach didn't play well enough to get us over the hump, or at least over the hump till Aaron Rodgers came back. Why do you think Aaron Rodgers is probably hurrying him back? Because he knows that, you know, this team has potential. Well, yeah, that too, Jeff Cross. So it's like, I feel bad for Zach in certain ways, but again, it falls on him as well for the poor play. That pick was bad. He read that. He just stared down that wide receiver the whole time when he threw that pick to end the game. So, and when you have Breece Hall and you have Dalvin Cook and you have Garrett Wilson and you have all these guys and you only scored 12 points, holy crap.
I'm mad. I'm tired of seeing the Broncos, the Raiders, the Jets on primetime games. And the Bills. I'm tired of seeing these 4 teams.
All because they signed one damn person. The Broncos get a new coach. Oh, let's put them on 12 primetime games.
It's ridiculous.
Like, what is going on? Oh, the Jets got Rodgers. Let's put them on 10 in a row. Like, what is going on?
I don't understand the Raiders one. Why the Raiders getting so many primetime games?
Panthers. Like, I get it. They got the number one pick. It's the number 1 pick versus Justin Fields. Ooh, I get it. At the time making the schedule, it was probably like, holy crap, yes, let's do it. Oh, let's put the Jets on Monday night. Then the following week, let's put them on Sunday night. Yeah. And then the following week, let's put them on Thursday night. Like, come on, dude. It's just like, give me a goddamn break with these Jets Broncos, man.
Bills, too, because Bills had a couple of them. And Vegas, the Raiders, which I don't understand that one at all. Yeah. It's just annoying. Jesus, I'm tired of seeing them. Dude. Yeah, so, but speaking of, that was a Sunday night game we just talked about. Now, here we go to Monday night. Again, AFC is wide open because the Broncos, who really were trying to tank, they got rid of everybody. They were getting rid of all their good players that they could, right? And they was trying to get rid of their receivers, but couldn't find a trade for them. They go to 4-5, and they take out the Buffalo Bills 24-22 in Buffalo. Buffalo is 5-5 now. Russell Wilson had a good game, like the old Russ. 24-29, 193, 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen, 15-16. You know I'm smiling because I'm ready to get off. I'm ready to go off on him. 15-26, 177 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Because Dak is the only one that throws interceptions in the NFL. James Cook, 12 carries, 109 yards. Javonte Williams, 21 carries, 79 yards. Gabe Davis, 2 catches, 56 yards. Stephon Diggs, 3 catches, 34 yards. And that's pretty much it. It was just a turnover fest for Josh Allen and the Bills, and that's why they lost. Josh Allen yet again turning the ball over. James Cook fumbled the first drive, but he made up for it. Josh Allen throwing picks is the problem.
Now, okay, they did lose because I would say about 85% of it was because of Josh Allen.
Okay, that's
but
enough.
They should have won if they wouldn't have had 12 people on the field.
Hey.
And I don't know if you saw this on Twitter.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
And I don't know if this is true or not, all right? Because DeMar Hamlin played last night. I don't know if you saw. I think one of their secondary guys got hurt, so Hamlin came into the game.
I was watching.
Who was the 12th man on the field?
It was DeMar.
DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah.
That's fucking
just standing in the back for no reason. Just why? He just
as a Bills fan, how would you react to DeMar Hamlin? Like, it's probably like, oh my gosh, like, feel good story. He's back on the field after he almost died on the field a year ago, and then they lose
because he's standing there. Hey,
it's crazy.
Coaches need to pay attention and count their players. That's what they supposed to do. You're supposed to count your players.
And I thought for like on, at least I saw on the Bucks, and I don't know if every team does this. There's a designated player on the field that counts.
Right.
How many players are on the field at that particular time.
And where DeMar was standing, he's supposed to be the one that's counting the
He's
players.
supposed to be the counter. Yeah. Where he was at, he should have been the one counting how many players are on the field and got his ass off of the field in time.
Or yelled or something like.
Yeah. And they didn't have, I don't think they didn't have any timeouts. So they couldn't call a timeout.
But you could have ran somebody off the field because both teams was rushing.
Right.
Yeah, both teams were rushing.
Yeah. So, yeah, they didn't know, Bob. I guess they didn't do. I think what kind of threw off the Bills was the rush. You know, they nailed the ball, and then the Broncos hurried and got the kicking team off. The kicking team onto the field. So I think Buffalo was just mixed up, and they didn't make the proper adjustments, the proper subs, and they kept more people out there, obviously, than they should have. And Lutz missed the field goal, and they get another shot and make it.
Yep. And the ref was just sitting there looking at him like, I know y'all see this. And he let them miss the field goal and everything. He's like, okay, flag.
Yeah, flag. Yeah. So, like, Josh Allen, dude, and I've been the number one advocate for Josh Allen on this show. I love Josh Allen. I would love Josh Allen as my quarterback at the Tampa Bay Bucks, but I cannot defend his play right now. He's playing bad.
It ain't just now.
And I don't know if it's because of the offensive coordinator and he's just not calling good plays.
Well, he's
or
fired now.
Have you? So you can't blame him anymore. Just Josh Allen is not playing well. And he's making throws he shouldn't make. And he's trying to throw it in tight spaces because he thinks he has the arm strength to do so. He's just not making great plays as a quarterback right now. He's struggling.
Barbarouski.
And
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
With the Madden curse. Yeah.
Barbarouski.
So it's just, I just don't know, man. I just don't know what's going on with Josh Allen.
I'll tell you what's going on with Josh Allen. He's typical Josh Allen. That Madden curse is BS. He's been leading the league in turnovers for the last 3 years. I don't want to hear that. And before he got Stephon Diggs, the guy that you're seeing now is exactly who he was before Diggs got there. He had that one magical year. They went to the AFC Championship and lost. By the way, he's been living off that L, that AFC Championship L, for the last 3 years. He lost. Everybody could get to, or whatever, a championship game or whatever. Jay Cross said since 2018. So they go back even further. I'm trying to be nice. But this is typical Josh Allen. I've been telling folks this. Everybody that sit here, see, let me. Have you noticed on the main media that interceptions is not the topic anymore? Because Dak is not the one leading the interceptions. Have you noticed that? They ain't saying shit about interceptions. They've been talking about interceptions all last year up until training camp, where they making headlines of Dak throwing interceptions in training camp. But as soon as that number went down and everybody else interception numbers goes up, you don't hear nobody talking about interceptions right now. You don't hear nobody talking about it. I wonder why. You remember when Trayvon Diggs led the league in interceptions, but he gave up a lot of yards, and everybody was like, oh yeah, but he gave up this many yards. Trayvon Diggs last year didn't lead the league in interception, but he was top 5 in yards giving up. You think yards was the topic of conversation last year for DBs? You think people talking about yards right now for DBs? Ain't nobody saying shit because it ain't the Cowboys. That's what I'm talking about. That's the stuff I be talking about. Ain't nobody talking about interceptions. I'm looking at First Take. They brought up Josh Allen. Shannon Sharp was like, Shannon Sharp kind of been getting on Josh Allen a little bit. He was like, yeah, this is what Josh Allen does, is yada yada. Stephen A. Smith, that loud tone he keep with us, and Dak, he ain't have it. He ain't have it today. He ain't got nothing to say today. Yeah. So people like us in the podcast world, and I don't know if you noticed on Twitter, but it's starting to change. It's starting to affect the Ryan Clarks, the RG3s. Who else said something? Richard Sherman even said something last night about we need to finally start having this conversation about Josh Allen, and I retweeted him and quoted him, was like, this conversation should have been had 2 years ago. Y'all just now catching on to some podcasters and local people been telling y'all, trying to tell y'all he's been living off that 1 year, that one game that he lost. He didn't even win. He's been winning off that one game. They changed the rule for him. Overtime rules has changed for Josh Allen because he lost to Pat Mahomes. And he ain't done nothing since. He ain't did nothing before that. And his team was stacked when they did it. And then we got to go look I got to go remember who they beat to get to the AFC Championship game. I don't even remember the teams they beat that year. I'm going to have to go back and do that research before I really judge him on that. But this is who Josh Allen is. Ain't nobody going to talk about it on the main media. I'm going to talk about it here. Y'all was bringing up interceptions. Talk about interceptions now. Josh Allen up there on the list. Dak is down there. You got Jalen Hurts above him, Pat Mahomes above him, Josh Allen above him. All these top tier quarterbacks are so much better than Dak, apparently. But ain't nobody talking about interceptions this year. Let me get off Josh Allen. Let me go back to these stupid fans that was like Cowboys shouldn't be happy they beat the Giants. Well, let me tell you this. The Bills lost to the Jets, lost to the Pats, lost to the Broncos, Eagles lost to the Jets, Bengals lost to the Titans and the Texans, Seattle got blown out by the Rams. So, again, any given Sunday when they lose to them bad teams, but when we do what we're supposed to do and actually blow them out, not just barely win like a couple other teams been doing against these bad teams. I ain't gonna name no names, but Fly, you know who Fly. Y'all been escaping a lot of these weeks. We blow them out, the bad teams. Yeah, we have bad luck with the good teams right now, which, again, this is why I don't care about these bad team wins. But we're doing what we're supposed to do, blow them out. So don't tell us, oh, we shouldn't be happy, we shouldn't celebrate a win in the NFL when we've blown out every single team that I just named that beat the Bills, beat the Eagles, beat the Bengals, and beat Seattle. All y'all can either, you know what? That's all I got to say. I'm done. Because I can do this forever. So I'm going to just let it go, save some time. Tony, what you got, man?
No, that's it. I mean, you pretty much summed it up.
Because I can really go on a rant. This will be a whole nother hour if I go on my rant. So let's end that there. And let's get into, hold on, J. Cross. Same thing people were saying last year about the Eagles. And I didn't understand that last year. J. Cross, I'm like, they're winning, bro. They supposed to win. Like, if you're supposed to win and you win, that means you're doing your job. So why is people complaining about it or trying to talk down when you're doing your job? Oh, they supposed to win. Well, they won. Oh, you're supposed to be the Giants. No, we didn't just blow them out. We blew their ass out. We're killing these teams. We're not just barely beating the Jets we're blowing them out. Now, when we play the good teams, that's we'll talk about all that. But bad teams, they handle the business except for Arizona. Josh Dobbs is this is his year. So let's get into these power rankings, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right, we are here. Power rankings. These are from 2 weeks ago. We didn't get to do a show last week. So 2 weeks ago, Dolphins, 49ers, Ravens, Chiefs, Eagles for Tony. Lions, 49ers, Ravens, Eagles, Chiefs. I haven't had the Cowboys in my top 5 in about 3-4 weeks now. And again, I was going to put the Ravens number 1. Then they blew that 14-point lead, so they won't be number 1 this week. You want to go first or you want me to go?
I don't know who went first last time.
I can't remember either.
I'll have you go first. I'll let you go first.
right, let me get to deleting. Why does it make me delete it like 1999? Just there we go. Get the whole thing. This is tough. This is a tough week because it's a lot of teams that's just there. Miami's not gonna make it this week. I can tell you that.
No.
Number 5, Detroit. I keep the Lions at number 5.
Okay.
Keep the Lions at number 5. Number 4. That's tough, man. You know what? I'm taking Detroit out.
Wow.
I'm putting the Browns at number 5. Putting the Browns at number 5. Number 4. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. So they drop.
Wow.
Number 3. I'm gonna take the 49ers.
Okay.
So they move back up. Number 2, just because they blew it and they blew their number 1 spot with it, I'm gonna take the Ravens. Even though I still think they are the best team overall in the NFL right now, but if we going off of record wise, I would give it to the Eagles. I gotta give them some respect. So Browns, Chiefs, 49ers, Ravens, Eagles are my top 5.
Wow. Browns is a bit of a shock. I like the Browns.
Number 2 defense in the league, man.
But they're number like 6 or 7. They're almost into the top 5 in my power ranking.
I can't keep Jacksonville, Miami.
No, Jacksonville's out. Miami's out.
Seattle.
Number 5, I'm only putting them here only because they lost to the team that's above them. I think maybe possibly they're better than this team. Maybe. But I'm putting there because they lost to the team that's above them. I'm going to go the Lions, number 5. Lions, number 5. Then at number 4, I can't punish the Ravens on a loss that was a crazy ending to a game, and I feel like they shot themselves in the foot on that one. So I'm going to move the Niners to number 4. They looked really, really good against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's hard not to put them higher on the power rankings because of the way they won that game. But as of now, I'm going to put the 49ers at number 4. Number 3, let's go this one's tough, but I'm going to go Baltimore at number 3. I think the loss against the Browns knocks them down a notch from number 2 to number 3. Right now, I think they're going to have a real big game this Thursday night to really prove who they are against that Cincinnati Bengals team, against a desperate Bengals team that needs to get a win off a very tough loss against the Texans. Number 2, 7-2, Kansas City Chiefs. Huge game Monday night. This will be huge factors into a number 1, number 2 power ranking this Monday night coming up, with Kansas City at number 2, and then of course at number 1, who've been pretty much number 1 all year so far, is the Philadelphia Eagles. They look like the team to beat in the NFC right now. And, they have some close calls. Almost lost to the Cowboys a week ago.
We go
on a crazy. So
we go get there.
I'm gonna go with right now the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, there it is. Those are the top 5 power rankings. Let's get into these week 11 prediction. Jay Cross said Eagles, KC, Ravens, Niners, Lions. So who did he keep in? He kept the Lions in that I didn't keep in. Everybody else is pretty much
disrespect to the Lions, bro.
Nah. I mean, dude, the Lions could be scored on. And I know if the Lions played the Browns defense, I think would do what they need to do. So I'm gonna take the Browns over the Lions right now. This is a Thursday night game, one of the best Thursday night games of the year.
Yes.
Cincinnati Bengals in Baltimore taking on the Ravens. Baltimore is favored by 3.5. Who you got?
Man, big time of me. A lot of me wants to go Ravens at home. Awful loss to the Browns against a divisional opponent. I'm gonna go Bengals, man. I think they're gonna be desperate. I think they're gonna go out there and play super hard. I think this will be like their Super Bowl, go home or die type mentality. Because if they lose this game, the playoffs are gonna get tougher and tougher for them to make. So I'm gonna go Cincy in a very close game.
I'm taking the Ravens. Ravens flock. They're not about to lose 2 straight with that defense. I'm sorry. Another good game in that division. The Browns taking on the Steelers. Both teams 6-3 in Cleveland. 12 noon game, which is crazy considering their records. Cleveland is favored by 3.5.
I'm gonna go the dog pound. I'm gonna go Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I mean, Steelers got to be a fluke eventually, right? So like something got to happen. We'll see. If they win this game, they might have to go ahead and get in their power rankings if they win this game. So I'm going to take Cleveland as well. This should be an easy blowout. Detroit versus Chicago in Detroit. Detroit is favored by 10.
Detroit.
Yeah, I got Detroit as well. A game that probably should have been more important, but don't nobody care now. 4-5 Chargers taking on the 3-6 Packers in Green Bay.
I'm gonna go Chargers. I think they're just a better team. Jordan Love looked great against the Steelers. Some of those he made for touchdowns, and on that last drive, unfortunately, he threw a pick at the end of the game.
Dak's the only one throwing interceptions.
He looked good. He looks like he has potential. Yeah. The Packers just not giving him any favors with that awful offensive line. But I'm gonna go Chargers.
I'm gonna take Chargers as well. 5-5 Raiders taking on the 6-3 Dolphins in Miami. Miami is favored by 12.
Damn.
Golly.
Jeez. I gotta go Miami. I want to say the Raiders, just because they're a good story right now with Antonio Pierce taking over and they're playing good. I just don't think they'll be able to stop the Dolphins. Off a bye week. Yeah, Dolphins.
Miami at home, they should win this game. I'm not buying into the Raiders right now, even with their new coach. So I'm taking the Dolphins as well. Giants at the Commanders. Washington is favored by 9.5. Washington got to win this.
It'd be stupid of me to pick the Giants.
Yeah.
Especially after the way they've been playing. That offense looks awful with that quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm going Commanders.
They're arguing with each other on the sideline. Where's Tyrod? What happened to Taylor?
He's hurt. He got hurt. I'm not sure exactly what the injury is, but he's hurt. I think maybe ribs, maybe, or something like that.
It's always his ribs. He needs to retire if it's his ribs again. And then, I mean, Carolina versus the Cowboys. Cowboys favored by 10.5. You already know who I got here. I told you.
How are they not favored more than the Dolphins and the Raiders? That's ridiculous.
Well, because it's in Carolina, and everybody knows.
Oh, it's in Carolina.
It's in Carolina, and everybody plays the Cowboys harder than everybody else. We know this.
So they're knocking off a few points. I get it. Cowboys by like 15.
Yeah. Tennessee versus the Jags.
From what I saw from Tennessee against the Bucks, Jags.
Both of them look bad, but I'll take the Jags too. Arizona at Houston. Houston about to get another win.
Dude, Houston's going to win. Yeah, I would be shocked if Arizona wins this game. Again, if you're Houston, you don't sleep on these teams that you should be beating.
Yeah.
A la the Cowboys.
Right.
So, again, it's not, it's Murray back there now. And they got Connor back. So, they have some weapons. So, they're not going to be a pushover like they have been the last, 6 or 7 weeks. But it would be stupid for me to pick the Cardinals. I'm gonna go Texans.
I'm gonna go Texans too. So they about to be 6-4. They are 3-1 at home. You about to be mad at this spread. Tampa Bay versus the 49ers. Tampa Bay is I'm sorry. San Francisco is favored by 11.5.
It's in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
That's why. I think that's about right. I think Bucks lose by at least 2 touchdowns or more.
That's disrespectful as hell. I'm taking Tampa Bay.
I don't think
upset. This
Baker hurt.
Pick.
Our running game is not great.
Is Baker playing?
Baker's playing, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take Tampa.
the last year we lost to this team with Brock Purdy playing his first ever game as a starter.
He did destroy y'all. Yep.
And he had Brady. We had Brady. So it's like, I don't see any changes happening. I think the Bucs lose, and I think 2 touchdowns is about right. That
game last year is what led to Skip Bayless saying Shannon Sharp is jealous of Tom Brady because he's way more successful than Skip. That's what you do. That's what you do. Getting personal, Skip. Jets at the shoot. I don't know now. Jets at the Bills. Bills favored by 7. I was gonna say Bills easy, but I don't know now. So Jets got a good defense. They still top 5 in defense.
It's in Buffalo?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Buffalo.
I might pick another upset here. I'm going to take the Jets. I think it's something going on the sidelines in Buffalo because you got Trayvon Diggs tweeting about his brother, freeing him, and everybody know they talk every day, so that ain't just coming out of nowhere, right? And you know how Stephon Diggs do when the team start losing. He becomes a problem. He becomes James Harden. Seattle versus the Rams in L.A. Seattle is favored by 1.
By 1?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the Rams already blew them out earlier this year. It was a blowout.
Is Stafford playing? Is Stafford playing? You know what? I'll go upset here. I haven't picked an upset pick here. I'll go Rams over the Seahawks.
Let me see. I think Stafford is. He's questionable.
Carson Wentz might start that game. Holy crap. I'm still going to go with the Rams.
Yeah.
I got to get an upset pick there. I'm going to go Rams.
I think I'm going to take the Seahawks. I already got 2 upset picks. That's probably not going to happen, but I'm taking the Seahawks.
No, especially the Bucs game. Hello.
This is a game that means something now. Vikings and Broncos in Denver. Denver is favored by 2.5.
I want the feel-good story to continue. So I want Vikings to win. So I'm going to go Vikings.
I don't care either way. I do like Josh
Me
Dobbs,
neither.
though. I like Josh Dobbs, but they in the NFC. We don't want all these NFC teams winning. They'll be 7-4 if they win. So I think I'm going to go for the Broncos just because, I like Josh Dobbs. I'll go for Josh Dobbs. I'll take the Vikings as well. Main event of the week, Eagles and Chiefs, Monday night game.
It's in Kansas City.
In Kansas City. So Taylor Swift will most likely be there.
Oh, she'll be there. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's the Kelsey brothers too? Oh, man.
95% of the game will be mentioned by Taylor Swift.
Well, Travis is going to have a good game then because he plays better when she's there for whatever reason.
Apparently, yeah. What's the line? At?
Kansas City favored by 3. Tickets are starting at $333.
You know what? I'm going to go Eagles. I think Eagles win. I think the Eagles are a better team than the Chiefs. Top to bottom, I think they're better. Obviously,
talent-wise,
Chiefs have a better quarterback. Obviously, tight end, no Goddard. Wide receiving crew, advantage Eagles.
Defense, I know the
Chiefs defense is playing really, really good at a high level, so that might even itself out. But man, I think that's going to be a heavyweight fight right there.
And I was about to say the Eagles got an advantage coming off a bye week, but Chiefs coming off a bye week too, and they at home.
Yeah.
So with them being at home,
beautiful, perfect game right here. Yeah, man. Perfect.
With them being at home and both teams coming off a bye week, and the Eagles have to travel, I'm gonna take the Chiefs.
Who's performing at halftime? I mean, shit, they're probably gonna do all. I'm just kidding.
Right. It's gonna be a Meek Mill and Taylor Swift concert together.
They're gonna all go out on this game. Yeah, but imagine the ratings for this game. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, Monday Night Raw better put up a real good card.
Dude, it's not. It's not. It's not.
And the
only thing is that they're teasing a return maybe with Randy. So, I mean, that might get a few people to turn the channel, but good luck.
This is the last one before Survivor Series, too, right? So they got to have a good Raw. Oh,
it's a good home. It's a go-home show.
Too many incentives for them to put a bad Raw. They got to. Some stuff going to be changed. They have to. And then on the bye week, you got the Falcons, Colts, Patriots, Saints. So those are our Week 11 predictions. We're going to skip NCAA talk about the latest in the NBA. James Harden and the Clippers haven't won a game since he left. Since he left Philly and joined the Clippers. Clippers haven't won a game. Philly has only, I believe they're 8-1 since getting rid of James Harden.
6-game winning streak right now.
Yeah, so it is crazy. So right now in the East, Philly is number 1 at 8-1, which James didn't play the whole season, so they're 8-1 without James. Boston is 8-2. Indiana is 6-4. Miami 6-4. Milwaukee is 6-4, which is crazy. Atlanta is 5-4. And then in the bubble, you got Orlando, New York, Brooklyn, and Toronto, all with 5 wins. And then on the West, Denver Nuggets 8-2. Yeah, 8-game winning streak. Denver Nuggets 8-2. Mavericks 8-2. Look at the Mavericks. Minnesota.
You underestimated them. I'm
still underestimating right now.
Disrespectful.
Nah, because you didn't see that game when they played Toronto. If Derek Lively doesn't play, we have no paint presence at all on defense.
Yeah, he's pretty good for y'all, man. I'll give you that. Y'all drafted well with him.
So that means we're still stuck. If Derek Lively ever gets injured or something happens where he can't play, we're screwed. So, because Toronto was just in the paint. And our defense is still questionable right now, even with Derek Lively. Like, we have to outscore these teams still. The only thing that's better than last year is crunch games down the stretch. They're starting to make the plays, like with Grant Williams and Lively, and Kyrie is playing defense. Luka is playing the best defense he's played in his career, as well as Kyrie, and they're working together off the ball, taking turns, which something everybody said they couldn't do. Oh, Luka can't run off the. Well, Luka is doing it right now. Luka's having an MVP season so far, right? But I ain't gonna go on my rant there. I'll let that stay later. Minnesota 7-2. Houston is 6-3 in the 4th spot. Oklahoma 6-4. Sacramento is 5-4. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, you got Golden State, LA, Phoenix, New Orleans, which is so Phoenix is 4-6. Lakers are 5-5. The Clippers are 3-6. Golden State is 6-5. What is surprising you so far?
What about Spurs? I think they've won 3 games?
3-7.
Not surprising. Surprising me so far is the Sixers playing so well without Harden. Not that necessarily that he was the reason why they were doing so well,
but they number one.
It's just surprising that they've only lost 1 game so far and how well they're playing without him. That just shows you to me how toxic he was for that team and how he was holding back other players like Maxey, for example. Look at Maxey. He's playing out of his freaking mind right now. And I think people knew he was good, but that he just wasn't given the opportunity to show how good he was and be able to hold the ball and be one of the main ball handlers on the Sixers, and he's just tearing it up. So that's a bit of a surprise. I'm surprised Golden State's struggling as much as they are. Down near the bottom of the and then the Lakers as well. I mean, Anthony Davis.
That's my shot.
That man just can't just stay healthy. I mean, he's always getting hurt. And we're 10 games, 12 games in, and he's already going to be hurt and out for a little bit.
10 games in, yep.
Phoenix, they really haven't been able to play with a fully healthy team, so I'm going to give them a pass right now. Bill's been out, Booker's been out, so they haven't really had their full lineup intact to be able to play as a group, so I'll give them a bit of a pass. The Mavs being 8-2, the Timberwolves 7-2. Would you say 7-2?
7-2.
They have the best defense in the league. They recently just played the Spurs a couple of days ago. They're good, man.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is balling.
Yeah.
They got Gobert, who could still he's a big presence in that paint.
With Cat together.
Timberwolves, I think right now, if you were going to ask me, I think they might be a conference finals team.
I wouldn't say all that.
I look, if they could pick someone up during the trade deadline, they could be really scary. They could be a scary ball club. They got a nice little young talent over there in Minnesota. Denver, not shocking.
Right.
8-2. I mean, you probably figured that they would be that good. Dallas, a little bit. 8-2. I think that's a little bit of a shocker record for the Mavs. I, for one, thought they would be good this year. But I wasn't expecting them to be after 10 games, 8-2. That's pretty impressive. But yeah, I'm surprised it's some Pacers up there near the top. So I think the most surprise is how bad the Clippers are playing with Harden. Not one single game they have won with him, and it's not like they've been close. They've been just getting beaten up.
He on a 5-game losing streak.
Funniest clip was that shows Harden dribbling the ball, and he's doing an ISO.
Right.
He goes back and he wipes his shoes off like he's gonna do something special. He does like a crossover, shoots a 3, and he airballs it.
Yeah.
So it's like he's just like
game-winning shot.
Point, man.
Game-winning shot the other night in the corner from a 3. They threw it to Harden, he airballed it. And it's just like, you left Philly because you say they wouldn't give you the reins. You thought you was gonna go to Philly and take it from Joel Embiid, the guy that just won MVP, and he probably should have won it the year before. Well, it's a toss up because him and Jokic been going at it. So, but he's been top 2 in the MVP voting for the last 3 years straight. You thought you was gonna go over there and they would just say, "Here, James, this is your team now." No, and you suck in the playoffs. Why would they do that? Like,
I do think we got to give a little credit to the coach of the Sixers, Nick Nurse. I think he's doing a good job as well. He's not being mentioned at all.
He's better than Doc Rivers.
But I think he's doing a great coaching job. And what's funny was Dan Patrick had Doc Rivers on the show, like near the beginning of the season, like maybe a couple of weeks into the season. And he asked him, why did James Harden fail with you in Philly? And last year, if you go back to last year, like the first half of the season, Philly was playing pretty well, but what was James Harden doing? He was affiliating. He wasn't like taking control of the game. He wasn't just shooting 30 shots a game. He was actually leading the league in assists, and he didn't make the All-Star game. And Doc Rivers thinks when he didn't make the All-Star game, he felt disrespected, and he felt that he needed to get more involved in the game. And he straight up told Doc, I want to start playing more with the bench. So Doc knew that meant he's going to take more shots.
Well, hey.
So that's when he knew like the ending was coming with Philly.
I'm a little surprised with Houston. 6-game winning streak. They're 6-3. Golden State, 3-game losing streak. And, Steph is just out there. He's carrying that team for real. Like, nobody else is really putting up points. Jordan Poole is the most hilarious guy in the NBA. If you see the BS that he's doing in Washington, they just don't care, man. They just out there collecting a check. The Lakers, man, even though they won 2 straight, they're 5-5 in the 8th spot. I don't understand. They got a good team. I like their team last year when they made the trade for D'Angelo Russell and all them role players. And then they added Christian Wood. I don't understand what's going on with the Lakers, right? LeBron, he shouldn't have to carry this team like he's carrying them right now at this point in his career. He's 39 years old. So, Dallas, their schedule has kind of been favorable for us right now. So, but they did play Denver real good when they played them. They played them real good. So, real well, I should say. So, we'll see what happened with Dallas, man. I'm just not a believer yet. They still got to it's still a couple of pieces and a couple of moves they need to make this year. So during the trade deadline, I expect them to fully be active again to put them over the top. But right now, they're buying into Jason Kidd's defensive system and all that. Kyrie and Luka is even buying in on defense end, right? As long as they keep doing that, who knows? Kyrie is starting to, get in his groove because it took him a while. Like, even though he was putting up 20 points, 23 points a game, you could tell he wasn't the same Kyrie. Right. Like his shot it just wasn't going in. Even when he's wide open, it just wasn't going in. And he said it. He said, "Wait, I'm just slowly working myself back." But the last 2 games, he looked like prime Kyrie again. So we'll see, man. But that's the show for the day. Good show.
Oh look, hey, crazy! Look at it. You're wearing that. I'm wearing this.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
What are the odds? That's crazy.
Yeah. See, it's just that type of day, man. It's just all the intros worked today. Everything was good. Everything was good, man.
I saw your shirt. I was like, holy crap! I'm wearing one with Andre the Giant on there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So appreciate. Look at this guy, man. Get out of here, bro. Get only 2 minutes late. Yeah, man, get out of here. So I appreciate everybody coming through, man. This is gonna be a hell of a week to talk about next week with these games that we have coming up. at these power rankings, man. So we'll see what happens, who change and who don't. But until next time, man, you got anything you want to promote?
Nah. You know the drill. We'll be live tomorrow. So if you want to come and hang out and stop by, feel free to hang out and chill with us during some Dynamite. But I appreciate always being on here with Dope. It's a fun time. It's fun talking sports, and I appreciate it.
Wow, that is. Make sure you check out Get the Tables on Twitch and Twitter. Make sure you follow them. J Cross is a streamer, so you see J Cross 33 in the chat. Make sure you follow him on Twitch and YouTube, because J Cross will be dropping them YouTube shorts left and right. So keep doing what you doing, J Cross. Rob, just go to bed. Go back to sleep, bro. Just just go back to sleep, Rob. Done talking to you. I'm trying to get these interviews set up, a couple of wrestler interviews set up for next week. I got a yes, but I'm trying to confirm the time. So one is gonna be with indie wrestler. The other one, if I could get them in time, is gonna be Sami Callihan.
Nice.
So the indie wrestler is gonna be Maya's World, who's killing it in the indie game, especially in Texas. And we watched one of her matches not too long ago on stream. So when she won the title here in Dallas, so she's killing it on the indie scene. She just beat Izzy. Remember that little Bailey girl?
Oh yeah.
She just beat Izzy in a match recently on title match after. Sami Callihan is one. If I could get him in time, I gotta lock him in for sure. And then we might have Melina.
Oh,
coming.
Nice.
We might have Melina coming. So I'm saying Mike because a lot of, you know how they do. They say yeah, and then when it's time to do it, they disappear. So I'm gonna say Mike. I'm not even gonna just say yes, we are for sure. But I got 3 yes. Hopefully they stick with their. And again, I got to get time for Melina and Sammy. We'll see.
That's awesome, man.
We'll see.
Awesome.
I'm trying to grow the brand. Lita, don't even get me started on Lita, bro. That was that was years ago too. Don't even get me started on Lita, because she was even in her stream saying it, and she still didn't show up. So whatever. Until next time, man. Y'all be safe, and we are out.
Yes, guys. Have a good night.
Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.